January 5th, 2020, New Japan Pro Wrestling invades the Tokyo Dome for the second night in a row. Jyushin Thunder Liger retires from in-ring competition with his retirement match. Chris Jericho battles Hiroshi Tanahashi with a shot at the AEW World Heavyweight Championship on the line. And for the first time ever, we will crown a double champion as Kazuchika Okada battles Tetsuya Naito. IWGP Heavyweight title versus IWGP Intercontinental title. Both titles are on the line. Let's make history and break down Night 2 of New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom right now on JtoZ TV. JtoZ TV Dad back here with you once again right here in the JtoZ TV Pro Wrestling Control Center, and we are about to review and break down Night 2 of New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 14. Check out the Pro Wrestling Breakdown Review and Analysis of Night 1 if you haven't done so already. And without further ado, guys, let's cue the pyro and let's get right into Wrestle Kingdom Night 2. Alright guys, kicking things off, it's the never openweight 6-man titles, the trios titles, whatever you may call them. It's a gauntlet match for those belts, guys. The champions, here we go, the participants in the match, the champions, Ryusuke Taguchi, Togi Makabe, and Toru Yano. They are the defending champions, and they're taking on the team of Chaos, being represented by Tomohiro Ishii, Yoshihashi, and Robbie Eagles. And then we've got Los Ingobernables de Japan, represented by Evil, Shingo Takagi, and Bushi. And then, of course, Suzuki-gun, represented by Taichi, El Desperado, and Kanemaru. And then Bullet Club is represented here by Bad Luck Fale, Yujiro Takahashi, and Chase Owens. I low-key hate gauntlet or turmoil matches, so I'm kind of dreading this one here. Chaos and the Bullet Club are starting this one out, and we get a quick start as these two teams are, they're only going to go about 4 minutes to start, but all six manage to make the most of the minutes, and they get a lot in, actually. Ishii is going to end up pinning Chase Owens at looks like 3 minutes and 40 seconds to eliminate the Bullet Club. And then Suzuki-gun is next. So we've got Chaos versus Suzuki-gun in our second matchup. Ishii is going to end up getting triple teamed to start, but things break down. And then you get it, guys. The crowd just reacts insanely to Taichi as he removes the pants. The trousers are off. Kanemaru and Robbie Eagles end up alone in the ring, and they work some nice sequences, which ends with Robbie Eagles cradling him for the elimination at 8 minutes and 35 seconds. And then, of course, LIJ is next. So it's Chaos versus Evil, Bushi, and Shingo Takagi. And Robbie Eagles has looked tremendous so far, but Evil and Shingo both snag some of that spotlight here as they just come off as absolute stars. And Gino, Kevin Kelly, these guys have, and Chris Charlton actually, have developed some phenomenal chemistry here. They're spot on tonight, guys. Gino actually hilarious. Evil and Ishii end up hossing it off with in one another, but it doesn't last very long, and things break down once again. The pace has not relented once in this match, which is really cool to see. Robbie Eagles is going to end up hitting a very dangerous dive to the floor, and things settle back down into the ring. Evil and Ishii going at it once again. Darkness Falls is going to hit, and they look to botch a pinfall here. There's a new ref in the ring named Jerome, as Gino refers to him. And he insists that it's a 3 count, so that looks like it's it. Very awkward finish that they blew. 16 minutes on that elimination there. The champions are in last, and Yano immediately makes me smile as he tries to take the turnbuckle pad off. And then he catches a near fall on Evil. Of course, Shingo is going to send Yano into the exposed turnbuckle. That would only be right. And then he's going to end up suplexing the happy young chap. Yano ends up tagging Makabe in, and he does the corner clotheslines and mounted corner punches, but Bushi DDTs him down and tags Shingo as Gino claims hashtag Jerome is now trending worldwide. Gino is just awesome tonight on commentary. Jerome, the ref, is actually terrible, though, on the reel here. He's just out of place and is, I'm not going to rag on the ref too bad, but he did blow one of the finishes. Taguchi is in, but he ends up getting drop-kicked in the butt as he's going for Bumaye. He ends up finally getting it on Shingo and follows with Dodon, but Shingo kicks out. The ankle lock is applied, but Bushi ends up missing Taguchi, and Shingo just takes his head off with the pumping bomber. Made in Japan connects. 1, 2, 3. We've got new openweight 6-man champions. This was a solid match, and the pacing was absolutely tremendous. They never stopped moving. Constant movement in the matchup. I was actually dreading this one, but it actually pleasantly surprised me. Very good opener. 2 3/4 stars. Robbie Eagles and Shingo Tagaki, they absolutely stole this match for me. Shingo's awesome, and he's one of my wrestlers to watch in 2020, guys. Alright, it's time for the main show here, and it's a very big matchup as Hiromu Takahashi and Ryu Lee, the former Dragon Lee, are teaming up to take on the retiring legend himself, Jushin Thunder Liger, and his partner, Naoki Sano. This is it, guys, the retirement match for Jushin Thunder Liger, an important piece of wrestling history. The man is going out with his swan song tonight. This should be very interesting. And Takahashi actually has to team with Ryu Lee here, who broke his neck a year and a half ago. We've got intrigue at its finest. Lee actually holds the ropes open, though, for Takahashi out of respect as he makes his entrance at a very cool little bit here. And Ryu Lee is wearing the Ring of Honor television title, which is a cool visual. Jushin Thunder Liger's entrance and introduction is goosebump-inducing here. Liger and Takahashi start, and they lock up tight. Liger looks very aggressive tonight, and Jushin Thunder Liger is actually going to get Takahashi up in the Romero Special, a.k.a. the surfboard. Nobody does it like he does, and it's actually a lost art in wrestling. Nobody pretty much uses that hold anymore. Liger out-wrestles Takahashi, who tags out to Ryu Lee, and then Takahashi and Lee just attack Sano and just rush him in the corner and knock him off the apron, and they end up double teaming Liger to booze. Wow. Liger's going to end up being your legend in peril here. He comes back with a pair of tilt-a-whirl backbreakers, though, and tags in Sano, who just takes both men out with a missile dropkick. Lee and Sano are going to pair off, and Lee tries to dive to the floor, but he ends up hitting Takahashi by mistake. You got a good story here with the old-timers getting the better of the younger guys, and the younger guys needing to find an edge to try to win and hang. And Liger is just working with something to prove here tonight. Liger gets double-teamed on a sandwich knee strike here, and it gets a near fall, and the place goes nuts trying to urge Liger to kick out, which is very cool to see. Liger ends up getting 2 off of a counter to the time bomb. And then the people just totally buy the near fall, but the time bomb finally connects from Takahashi for the 1, 2, 3, and that is it for the career of Jushin Thunder Liger. Wow, crazy stuff, guys. Air right out of the building here, right out of the Tokyo Dome, and Lee and Takahashi in a very touching moment. They're going to end up paying respect to Jushin Thunder Liger post-match. Takahashi actually vows to continue Jushin Thunder Liger's legacy, and then Ryu Lee bows in respect to Liger. I'm not crying, you're crying. Liger cuts a farewell promo post-match, thanking the fans for their support. What a freaking legend, guys. This sport, this genre that we're all huge fans of, has been infinitely bettered for having Jushin Thunder Liger involved in it. What a pioneer and one of the absolute greatest of all time. The match itself went 12 minutes and 20 seconds. Great story. We'll go 3 stars on the whole shebang. And we're off to an emotional start at Wrestle Kingdom. And next up is the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. The Bullet Club are defending the titles. That's El Phantasmo and Bone Soldier himself, Taiji Ishimori. They're defending the championships against Roppongi 3000. We're going to get a quick start with stereo dives to the floor onto the champs. Both teams are going to end up doing a tremendous job of establishing roles here. Ishimori and Phantasmo are complete douchebag jerks of the highest regard, and they do a great job of just being obnoxious and trolling as they take turns insulting Sho, and they end up raking his back, trying to come up. They tag each other in and out, back and forth, trying to come up with the most elaborate ways to do this ridiculous Hulk Hogan back rake, including El Phantasmo doing a flipping. Basically, he does a rope walk and then flips, corkscrews around and back rakes Sho. Very hilarious spot here. Phantasmo flies around the ring and he looks absolutely awesome in a spot where he ends up lion salting onto Sho and then dives right onto the floor onto Yo right afterwards. And then the Bullet Club are even going to do a double team where they end up standing on Sho's groin in the corner, and then they're going to stack Yo up on top of him and repeat the process. Kudos to these guys for incorporating so much other styles of work into this match other than just making it a spot fest like most junior heavyweight divisions around the world tend to do. These guys are working comedy spots. They're working old school Memphis style stuff. They're doing the flying thing. Lots of different wrestling styles here, and this is a very smartly worked match. Impressive power spot next up as Sho ends up German suplexing both El Phantasmo and Ishimori at the same time, and Ishimori takes a very high bump on his shoulders. I love the lung blower moonsault combo that the Bullet Club uses here. That should be their finish. Phantasmo and Ishimori busting this lung blower moonsault combo out on more than one occasion. It's an awesome move to behold. ELP is actually going to hit a Styles Clash on Sho here for a near fall, and it gets a big pop when he busts it out. And then El Phantasmo is going to try to cheat. First trying to use, he's going to end up trying to use one of his title belts. Rocky Romero and successfully takes it away. So then El Phantasmo is going to try to use a low blow on Sho. That's not going to work. It's the old Bret Hart gimmick as Sho pulls a cup out. So no dice there. We're going to get a spiked shock arrow that puts El Phantasmo away at 14 minutes and 40 seconds. And we've got new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. This was a great match here, guys, and everyone knocked it out of the park and excelled. I still am under the belief that El Phantasmo is going to be a big star. 3 3/4 of a star. Keep that train rolling right along. Next up, it's the Revolution Pro British Heavyweight Championship match as Zack Sabre Jr. is defending the title against Sanada. We're going to get Zack Sabre Jr. He basically just screams star, guys. I miss Taka Michinoku with him, though. Crisp mat wrestling to start, and with these guys both countering and re-countering, and then they end up going into another much different sequence of counters and re-counters. This match is a very differently worked match than the rest of the card. You're going to get a hybrid British-American style, strong style, Japanese style match here. This one is awesome and one of the sleepers of the night. Fast pace here too. They're constantly moving. Absolutely loving the pace in the match here. Sanada is no slouch, and he more than holds his own here. Like I said, very impressed with the style these guys have adopted for this one. It's very different than the rest of the matches on the show, and even the matches from either night, not just tonight on this one show. Sanada is eventually going to trap Zack Sabre Jr. in a skull and swings him until he's limp, but the Muda moonsault misses, and Zack Sabre Jr. just hits a hell of a stiff PK kick. They end up trading pinfall attempts back and forth before Sanada finally gets the skull end in. Zack Sabre Jr. tries to counter that and clasps in the European clutch, but Sanada goes back once again to Skull End, and they trade pinfalls until Zack Sabre Jr. finally ends up rolling on top, and he bridges all the way back, arms crossed across his chest for the pin to retain the championship at 10 minutes and 45 seconds. God, what an awesome and unique match this one really is. It's so much different than any match on either of the two nights of Wrestle Kingdom this year. Two guys that basically they know each other so well, and the story was just them countering and recountering over and over again, and just chain wrestling up an absolutely wicked storm. I love this match a lot. Great change of style from the other bouts of the night. So smooth. 4 stars. And next up, it's another title bout. It's the IWGP United States Championship as Jon Moxley defends the title against Juice Robinson. And I love the story being told here, as Moxley has been basically been a professional mentor to Juice over the years, so it's a bit of student versus teacher here. Robinson's going to plancha to get things started onto Moxley on the floor, and it's not long before Moxley brings the steel chairs into play. Moxley goes right to work on Juice's knee, and he ends up even applying a figure 4 leg lock around the ring post at one point. God, thank you, Bret Hart, for creating that spot. It's such an awesome visual as a wrestling fan still. We're going to get a nice spot on the floor as Juice uses the left hand of God, punching a chair back into Moxley's face. They end up slugging it out in the ring and trading headbutts. A running knee connects for Moxley, but Juice fires back with the left hand of God and follows it right up with a super stiff second shot. Pulp Friction is countered, though, and the Death Rider DDT hits. A second Death Rider DDT hits to finally put Juice down for the 1-2-3, and Moxley retains the championship at 13 minutes. And an AEW wrestler is still the New Japan United States champion, the IWGP United States champion. But Minoru Suzuki ends up confronting him post-match, giving all of us internet fans basically the dream we've always wanted. It's a stare down, and sure enough, Suzuki gotch pile drives Moxley in the center of the ring. It looks like that's where we're going with our next program. 2 of the toughest guys in all of wrestling. 3.5 stars for this match and the awesome post-match angle. And next up, these title matches just keep rolling along. It's the Never Openweight Championship as Kenta defends against Hiroki Goto. And they're going to start fast brawling, and Goto is an absolute madman. Kenta has really reinvented himself, though. I love this Bullet Club version of him as a performer. Kenta stops the onslaught of Goto's attack with some Yakuza kicks and takes it to the floor. And I want to point out that I love how this show is showcasing so many contrasting styles of wrestling all under one umbrella, when you would just expect the classical strong style. Really, the new style of pro wrestling is a universal style that incorporates a little bit of everything from all of the different styles of wrestling across the planet. Then we're going to go out to the floor, and this is definitely this is going to be our brawl of the night. You can already tell as they brawl on the floor and onto the ramp, where Kenta DDTs Goto and then tries to get him counted out. But of course, Goto dramatically makes it to the ring at 19. So Kenta just throws him back out to the floor to big heat, obviously trying to create distance between himself and Goto. And so Kenta ends up just kicking Goto around and trash talking him, but he ends up getting too confident, and Goto comes back with a lariat, and then we get a crazy spot as Goto just stiffs Kenta with a knockout blow. Kenta survives a backdrop suplex, though, and comes back. He hits the PK kick and a psycho knee, but that only gets 2 for Kenta. So he goes for the go to sleep, but that gets blocked. And Goto gets a big ol' stiff headbutt. Boom! They start trading blows and they're slapping the living hell out of each other here. GTW only gets 2 for Goto, but the GTR connects and Goto gets the 1, 2, 3, and he wins the title at 16 minutes and 20 seconds. This was an awesome, hard-hitting, stiff match, and it totally delivered. Kenta has totally reinvented himself, but Goto looked tremendous here and totally, like, he's given his persona and everything with him a complete overhaul too. He used to be so vanilla. I think he was the best that I've ever seen him here. We're going to go 4.25 stars. It's the battle of the losers next as Jay White takes on Kota Ibushi. And I feel like this match is incredibly cold, like I said, as it's the two losers from the top 2 title matches from last night's event competing against one another. And Jay White's matches actually have a tendency also to be overbooked Western-style WWE main event matches, complete with run-ins and lots of gaga to try to kind of generate heat in an unconventional way. So the jury is still out on how effective that is. And Kota is actually depressed after failing to capture the IWGP Heavyweight title just 24 hours ago. We're going to get a big bump early as Kota takes a sick bump off of the ring apron right across the guardrail and he lands sternum first. Bushi's going to come back with the bastard driver in the ring though and stiff strikes, losing his mind, and he goes back into that trance just like he did last night against Okada. Ibushi just eats White up and owns him though, but Jay's going to fire back with a Uranagi off of the top rope in a very impressive spot and bump from Kota. The ref gets bumped though, and Gato gets involved for some shenanigans. A chair shot to the head, brass knuckle shot from Gato, a brainbuster, and finally the Blade Runner put Ibushi down for the 1, 2, 3 at 24 minutes and 50 seconds. This is the same old Jay White booking, and it's starting to severely hurt his presentation. I think instead of trying to add heat to the character, the work though all the way up until the bullcrap ending was strong enough, and the evolution of Ibushi is going to end up being exciting to watch. We're going to go 3 stars. I think it over-delivered for what I thought it was going to be, but the Western style bullcrap is still, it's not what we all watch New Japan for, and I'm not sure if annoying the crowd like this puts heat on the character or if it just creates an annoying situation. I think more so the latter. But next up, guys, it's one of the hugest matches of the night. It's Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Chris Jericho, and this should be absolutely awesome as you got 2 of the best all-time in-ring at telling stories. And of course, if Tanahashi wins, Chris Jericho has promised he will receive a shot at the AEW World title, which Jericho is actually wearing to the ring tonight. It's absolutely surreal. They don't waste much time as they go back and forth before ending up on the floor where Jericho actually DDTs Tanahashi onto the announce table. And Tanahashi takes a very sick bump all the way on the top of his head in the process. Jericho's going to try to mock Tanahashi's air guitar, but he blows a high fly flow. But the ref gets bumped again for the second match in a row. And Tana's comeback gets cut off. Tana and Jericho trade low blows, and Tana ends up getting the high fly flow from the top a rope all the way down to the floor onto Jericho. Back inside, he gets caught in the code breaker though on a second high fly flow attempt. But he ends up blocking the Judas effect and hits Jericho with his very own code breaker. That only gets 2 though, surprisingly. So Tanahashi goes back to the well way too many times here. He's trying the high fly flow again. He's getting overly reliant on the move, and he's been failing to grab his footing. And Jericho rolls right through on the attempt, and he applies the Lion Tamer for the superbly shocking submission victory at 22 minutes and 30 seconds. I love the easy-to-digest story here, with Jericho being the loud, obnoxious Westerner Gaijin, and Tanahashi being overly stoic and reliant on his signature stuff, and expecting the even more experienced Jericho to be able to just, he was not expecting, rather, the even more experienced Jericho to be able to just out-ace the ace here, which is exactly what happened. So where does Jericho go from here? Ibushi? It'll be interesting to see, that's for sure. I love this match, though. So we're going to go 4 stars. These guys killed it. And this match very much delivered as well. Here we go, guys. It's the big kahuna, the match we've all been waiting for, our true main event. It's the Double Crown Dash. The IWGP World Heavyweight and IWGP Intercontinental titles are both on the line in a title-for-title match. Somebody's leaving as a double champion tonight, as Kazuchika Okada, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, is defending against the IWGP Intercontinental Champion Tetsuya Naito, whose title is also on the line. And right off the bat, the atmosphere is incredible here, and it really feels like a major turning point for both men, either win or lose. So they're going to end up testing each other to start with lockups and clean breaks, but then the pace quickens with Okada catching Naito, who quickly powders and then goes onto the offensive with a sick draping neck breaker to the floor on Okada. It looks like a very painful bump, actually. Naito's going to end up targeting the neck, but Naito gets too cocky and spits right in Okada's face, and the tide turns with Okada hitting a big running boot that just turns Naito inside out. Okada makes the comeback and targets Naito's knee, driving it into the announce table on the floor, and we're going to get the super dramatic countout tease once again as a one-legged Naito barely beats the count back into the ring at 19. I love how basically dramatic the count-out teases are in New Japan, with the ring announcer getting more intense as he counts each number, like 9, 10, 11. Gets more and more intense with each passing number. A good way of building suspense. Okada ends up looking for the Rainmaker, but Naito is hyper aware of avoiding the finisher, so he blocks the first attempt and counters the second one into a tornado DDT. Gloria connects, and then a top rope poison Rana gets 1, 2. It only gets 2.99. Awesome, very believable near fall there. Destino ends up getting countered twice, but Naito ends up persevering, and he hits a short Destino for 2.999 as well. Another Destino is countered, and the picture-perfect dropkick connects from Okada, as both men are down, and the crowd is so into this. I've literally got goosebumps right now. Seriously, what an atmosphere. And what amazing work. What incredible storytelling. Amazing visual here as both guys, they end up recovering on their knees, and they start trading exhausted blows. So Naito spits once again, obviously just abandoning Tranquilo, which was his downfall in the previous year. He was too Tranquilo. Destino is countered once again into the tombstone. Oh my god. Rainmaker connects. 1, 2, but Naito kicks out. A second tombstone is countered, and Naito spits once again under. He's absolutely trying to get under Okada's skin here. Trying to mimic what Okada did to Ibushi just 24 hours ago, where Okada tried to purposely throw Ibushi off his game, and it worked. Like I said, Naito's basically copied Okada's strategy from the night before with Ibushi, Naito just him continually spitting into Okada's face. It finally works as Okada is fuming, and he never looks to be off of his game in the slightest. The dude is super cool as a cucumber, but now he's mad. Okada ends up attacking Naito's injured knee out of frustration, and then he hits 2 little short Rainmakers. A third Rainmaker is countered into another Destino. Cover 1, 2, no! Kicks out at 2. So Naito goes up top, and can it be? Oh my god, yes, it is the Stardust Press. That has got to be it. 1, 2, no! 2.999 and a half and 3/4 and all the numbers. I can't believe it. Okada kicked out of the Stardust Press, so Destino is attempted, but that's countered once again. But Naito recounters the counter. Destino! 1, 2, 3! Oh my god! Tetsuya Naito has done it. Naito is the double champion, the first ever in New Japan Pro Wrestling history, and he did it in 35 minutes and 45 seconds. What an absolute flawless match here, guys, and the culmination of multiple years of storytelling and character arcs, the layering and the story and subtleties, like the intricacies, the technical work of everybody involved. Okada delivered, and he more than delivered, with 2 5-star matches on consecutive days. He's not human. There's no way that he can be. This was pro wrestling perfection, and it encapsulates exactly what the zenith of pro wrestling can be when told in long story form. This art form doesn't get much better than this at all. This was a 5-star match, guys. That's right, the full Monty, 5 stars. So what's the bottom line on New Japan Pro Wrestling? Night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom 14. It's gonna be a swerve to you guys, bro. Okay, maybe not. It's thumbs way up, as Jericho Tanahashi was awesome, and Naito and Okada was an absolutely perfect match. New Japan Pro Wrestling is still the best wrestling on the planet by a mile. Nobody even comes close. These 2 shows alone, they transferred my wife from a casual New Japan fan to a diehard who lives by the sentiment now that New Japan Pro Wrestling really is the best wrestling around, and nobody even comes close. These 2 shows are must-watches. Catch us next time right here in the JtoZ TV Pro Wrestling Control Center for another JtoZ TV Pro Wrestling Breakdown as we analyze and review the biggest pro wrestling shows of today, and soon enough of yesterday as well, as we plan on covering classic wrestling from all over the world in the coming weeks. So stay tuned to JtoZ TV and make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss any of our new pro wrestling breakdown content. Until next time, guys, this has been JtoZ TV Dad, and I will catch you down that aisle and through those ropes next time. Baba Booey.